Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Mark Causey here from Black Cat Comics in Rockin' Milpitas. Every Wednesday is New Comic Day, and I like to give you some great reasons to get down to your local comic shop and pick up something fun to read. It's a big week. All the publishers have brought their A-list books this week, so we'll get rolling and see how many I can get through. This is Civil War II number 5, probably the biggest book Marvel has right now. Ever since number 3, this book's just exploded. I've got all the other issues in stock if you've been holding out because you have event fatigue or something, but it's been really awesome, so you want to catch up to this. I'm sure it's going to have a major finale. Lots of stuff going on with this book. And lots of tie-ins too, like Civil War II Choosing Sides. This is your last issue of Choosing Sides. Is that Nick Fury's eye patch there on the cover? Cool stuff. Civil War II X-Men number 4. A lot of buzz about this book, so I hope it's on your subscription list already. Lots of others too. All New Wolverine number 12. It's been one of my favorite mutant books rolling. It's kind of a surprisingly cool from the very beginning. Neat cover there. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. with the cool Daredevil homage cover. Guardians of the Galaxy by Brian Michael Bendis. Another one of the biggest books Marvel has. Power Man and Iron Fist. This book's been gaining a lot of steam since it became a Civil War II book. A lot of people have been checking this out. If you're one of the few holdouts, pick up the trade paperback and see what all the hubbub's about before it becomes the next big Netflix thing. And Venom Space Knight rounds out your Civil War stuff for the week. Venom's always cool. Lots of other great stuff like Amazing Spider-Man number 18 with those always amazing Alex Ross covers. This is rolling into the next big Spider event. Maybe you know why Otto Octavius is on the cover there. Uncanny X-Men starts a new story arc this week. You can read more about that one in our newsletter. That and Extraordinary X-Men Annual number 1. It's a cool saber-tooth cover. Rounds out your X stuff for the week. Mighty Thor. It's another one of the biggest books Marvel has. If you're, again, one of the 3 people not reading this book, you should definitely check it out because it's been really, really cool. Punisher. Good to see him back in the mainstream Marvel Universe. Another big Netflix hit that Marvel has on the way. Karnak from my man Warren Ellis. It's the one where you've seen Mosaic show up. A lot of buzz about this book, as there always is about anything from Warren Ellis. I know it runs late, but he's always worth waiting for. Deadpool vs. Gambit and Carnage are your Dark Side of the Marvel Universe books, whereas Patsy Walker Hellcat, one of my favorite Marvel titles running right now, and Astonishing Ant-Man are more of your lighter side of the Marvel Universe. Everybody loves Ant-Man these days. Vision is a book I've been digging from the very beginning because he's one of my longtime favorite guys. Everybody jumped in around number 3 or number 4, so you've been probably reading a lot about this one on the internet. Kind of quirky, kind of weird, but it's a cool book. Neat take on the character. And Vote Loki rounds out your Marvel stuff for the week, because Loki's always fun. Great week for the DC guys. Let's talk a little DC Rebirth. How about Trinity? Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, all in one book without all those other pesky Justice Leaguers hanging around. That's cool stuff. Great cover too. Cyborg number 1. You probably got the Rebirth number 1. Now this is the first of the ongoing. Really cool to see him in his own book. Batman, biggest book DC has. Latest issue of that. Everybody's already got this on their list, so that book doesn't really need much introduction. Though it's cool to see Nightwing there. Superman, been selling more and more copies of this in Action Comics all the time. Really excited to see how popular all this super stuff has been, because of course everybody knows I'm a big Superman fan. Looking forward to Super Sons. Justice League, another huge book from DC. Again, we've got the other issues in stock, so if you've been holding out on some of this Rebirth stuff, jump in and see what all the coolness is about, because it's been doing really well. Harley Quinn, your favorite DC character, or Nightwing, one of my favorite DC characters. Like I said, everybody's got their A-list books this week, like Green Arrow or Green Lanterns. Green Lanterns is another really big one. This one, Hal Jordan, is glad to see a little more traditional Green Lantern sci-fi action going on. Aquaman, Good to see him with a Rebirth title too, because Aquaman is way cooler than his longtime Super Friends reputation would have you believe. Raven #1 is a 6-issue mini coming out of the Teen Titans stuff. About one of the only minis running right now. This one's written by Marv Wolfman, the guy who originally created the characters, so of course that's going to be awesome. Suicide Squad Most Wanted and Dr. Fate round out your DCU stuff for the week. This is probably your last issue of Dr. Fate. I don't think he's getting a Rebirth book. Injustice is your out-of-continuity DC stuff, your video game tie-in of the week. And Wonder Woman 77, this double-sized, super awesome piece of greatness with the legendary Linda Carter there on the cover. If you've missed the other 3 issues, don't worry, just pick this one up anyway. They're all fairly self-contained and super awesome. Great week for the DC guys. Good week for all the other guys too. You know, I'm always talking up this guy. Great job Mike Mignola does with all the Hellboy stuff. This is your first issue of BPRD 1954. They've done 52 and 53, the early years of Hellboy. Good stuff. I'm always talking up that. And this, the BPRD, along with Abe Sapien and Lobster Johnson and Baltimore and all the other great stuff that Mike Mignola does. But Dark Horse has all kinds of other great stuff, like Tomb Raider, which I think is a great premise and property for a comic. The one I want to get to is this guy, Dark Horse Presents. Best anthology comic on the stands. If you're looking for something new, something different, something fun, they're mini stories, self-contained, some of the best talent in comics working on this book. So give that a shot, because Dark Horse is awesome. Good week for the Image guys. Rick Remender, one of my favorite guys. This is 7 to Eternity, #1. That's your first issue, Gotta Have It Image book of the week. The Wicked and the Divine is probably the one you've been waiting for, unless you're a Chew fan like everybody. This book will be finishing off soon. So if you don't know what this is, pick up the first trade paperback because it's kind of unique, kind of awesome. And I Hate Fairyland. It's another Image book you've probably been waiting for. Like I say, all the guys bringing their A-list books this week. Let's talk about the other guys. Let's talk about Lone Ranger and Green Hornet. Everybody knows I'm a big Lone Ranger fan. That's my Dynamite book of the week because they're awesome. Huge week for IDW, like Revolution by Cullen Bunn. This is your IDW Universe crossover book. Transformers, G.I. Joe, ROM, Micronauts, everybody, all in one book. Super awesome. And all the characters are going to get their own Revolution book too. Like this week we got ROM and we got ROM Revolution. You'll get your Transformers, your G.I. Joe, all that good stuff. Like me some IDW. Star Trek New Visions from my man John Byrne. It's my other IDW book. It's a photo comic. He's taken like images from the original series and sort of arranged them to form a whole new story. That's the kind of genius that John Byrne is. Wish the other publishers would give him a job because he's awesome. And X-Files is my last IDW book of the week. Got a lot of great properties, those IDW guys. Big fan of the X-Files stuff. Archie. Some of the more modernized Archie stuff that they're doing, like this one, and Jughead, and Betty and Veronica, Afterlife with Archie, Sabrina. Archie is probably the most revolutionary publisher right now because they're just doing amazing stuff with their whole line. You should really be checking this out. Fun stuff. Invader Zim. Super awesome. That's your Oni book of the week. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is your Boom Studios. Britannia is your only Valiant book for the week. Always encouraging you guys to have a Valiant book on your list. This one goes back to the Roman times, so that's super cool. Check out the back cover of that. Awesome. And on to the kids' books. Adventure Time. The 2016 Spooktacular. Starting in with all these Halloween editions, which of course we love. Donald Duck. My Little Pony, Friends Forever. And speaking of Halloween, how about Simpsons Treehouse of Horror? This is definitely my book of the week. You know, I'm always saying what a great job Bongo does with their Simpsons books. And Treehouse of Horror, I mean, goes without saying, right? How awesome is that? Like I said, it's a huge week with all kinds of great stuff. All the publishers brought their best books this week, so make sure you get down to your local shop, check those shipping lists, pick up lots of awesome stuff. That's all we got for you for this week. You can check us out on Facebook, check us out at blackcatcomics.biz, check out our cool YouTube channel, or just get on down here to Rockin' Milpitas. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.